guys, Sarah here. Welcome back and thank you so much for hanging out with me today as we go over the top 5 lessons I've learned as a newbie fountain pen lover and user. Let's jump straight in with number 1 because I feel like everyone's going to be able to relate to this, whether you've been using fountain pens for ages, whether you are a newbie or whether you're thinking of taking up the hobby. And that is the FOMO is real. FOMO being fear of missing out. The reason I've put this in here is it's actually really easy to get swept up into. You know, you'll go onto YouTube and you'll look at these people's collections who've been collecting for even 5 years and they have these beautiful pens that are out of your price range and etc. And then you start getting down on yourself and going, oh, I've only got a handful and you know, some of them are cheap, or I got this one secondhand, or this is a knockoff because I wanted to see what the style is like and I'll never be able to afford the real thing. It's real. I think it's oversimplistic to just say, just forget about it all. I take more the approach of acknowledge that it's there, but also know that what you have or what you're going to have is good for you and is enough for you. And maybe your collection will grow over time, maybe it won't. That's okay. I've included this in here because I don't want the FOMO to take away from your fountain pen journey and from your fountain pen experience, because it can, and it has for me sometimes. I'll sit and go, I can never have a collection like that. What's the point? Well, the point is I love it. I love this stuff. So who cares if someone else has a bazillion Kaweco Sports? I love the Kaweco Sport I have. Would I like more? Sure. Will I get more? Maybe. But the one I have is awesome. So first lesson, FOMO is real. The second lesson, kind of related to that but also not, is to take your time. Has a couple meanings, that one. You know, if you are wanting to become a collector, don't, overburden yourself financially. Get to know pens as well. You know, you don't have to have 20, 30 all of a sudden. You can take your time. But I also actually mean as you write, as you start to experience different nibs, you'll get to know the pens better if you actually take your time a little bit writing. I'm a super fast writer, and something that fountain pens have taught me is to slow down. And now if I'm really wanting to discover a pen or discover an ink, just slowing down helps with that. Think about a shading ink. The more you lift your pen on and off the page, you're getting those little pulls. So, I'm not talking about when you're at work and just quickly jotting down notes. If you've been able to set yourself up for an afternoon to play with some pen and inks, just take your time. My third one is, I don't know, people might groan at this one, but that is that cleaning your pens matters. There's no other way to say it. It's important to clean your pens. You don't want them to stain. You don't want them to become grimy and clog up. If you are going to invest in these, you might as well take care of them. So my lesson is don't leave them sitting there inked up forever. If you're not going to use it, if you're feeling like it's not working for you, it's actually better to waste the tiny whatever 0.1 of ink than leave it sitting in a pen and letting it clog up and dry and possibly damaging your pen. Find yourself a time to do it at the end of your ink rotation. I don't clean a pen as soon as I've finished it, but I'm not going to leave a pen sitting there forever and ever and ever. So work out within your schedule, one evening, whatever, just clean your pens, and with care as well. The fourth lesson that I've learned, and this was actually a really big lesson for me, is that writing styles matter. Now that might be like, ooh, duh, but I'm still learning this. What I learned first up was that my writing style suits extra fine and fine nibs more. But as I'm getting to know fountain pens more, I'm wanting to experience stub nibs or, broader nibs. But then I need to adjust my style. And that is actually a lot harder than it seems. We learn how to write in school. I've been writing this way for decades. And all of a sudden I'm trying to adjust it. Not only is it about that, but the fountain pen itself is more sensitive to how you write compared to anything else. If you're not going to be able to write in any position, you need to have a little bit more care. So that might seem like really simple, but that's actually been a really big lesson for me and something that I'm still learning and experimenting with. It's not a bad lesson. It actually can turn into a creative lesson, because I, at the moment, am really getting into stub nibs, but I'm having to teach myself how to write with them and wanting to adjust my lettering a little bit. The world's your oyster. Once that turns, I guess, from a lesson to a want or a discovery, it's incredible. It's a whole other world of fountain pens, lettering, and all of that. But if you're struggling with a medium or a broad nib because you're just starting out and that's what you've gotten, maybe try writing bigger, or maybe see if you can swap with someone who has a fine and see if that suits your style better. Don't give up when you go, well, this just isn't working, and go back. It might take you some time to find the nib size that works with your writing style. Last but not least is to ask for help. There are so many people out there with such a breadth of knowledge about fountain pens. If you're struggling, you're not sure how to clean something or change a nib, instead of going and either, one, damaging the pen, two, going, oh, I can't ask because I'm lame or embarrassed, so then you don't ever get to use the pen because you can't fix it. Just ask, because I guarantee you more than one person in the fountain pen community will be happy. Well, not only will they know the answer, they will be happy to help. So ask for help. That's it, guys. They are my top 5 lessons learned as a newbie fountain pen lover, user. FOMO is real. Take your time. Clean your pens. Your writing style matters. And ask for help. If you are thinking about picking up fountain pens as a hobby, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you and come join us. It's incredible. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. See you later, guys.